Is up, fifth graders? Today we have a very special lesson. In today's lesson, you're going to learn the easiest way to multiply your numbers, any numbers, really. Um, the only thing is that you are going to learn two ways that connect with one another. You're going to learn an area model, and then you are also going to learn the standard algorithm. Okay. The area model is going to show you how to draw a picture, and the standard algorithm is going to show you how to do your procedures. Procedures just means how to do it with numbers, okay? So let's take a look at 1A. Now, in 1A, you have the following sentence here. You have 34 times 21 is equal to what? Now, in the directions, it's asking us to draw an area model and then solve using a standard algorithm. Use arrows to match the potential and partial products from the area model to the partial products of the algorithm. A lot of words, but don't worry, we're going to take it a step at a time. So, let's take a look right here. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is draw my area model. And my area model is going to look something like that. Now, in my area model, what I want to do is the following. I am going to take this 21, and I am also going to take this 34. This 21, I'm going to split it into 20 and 1. All I did was change it from 21 and separate it by place value. I have 2 10s and I have 1 ones. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing to the 34, but I'm going to do it going down like this. 34. Now, the last step that you have to do is the following. You have to draw how much of your area model each of those represents. Now, the last thing you'll do is to simply just multiply these. Now, 30 times 20 is going to be 60. And 4 times 20 is going to be 80. And I just completely messed up, and if you didn't catch that, 30 times 20 is actually 600. Good catch, everyone. I know you were thinking that, and you probably logged off already, but thank God you didn't. All right, let's continue. Then you got 30 times 1, which is going to be 30. Then you got 4 times 1, which is 4. Okay. Now your partial quotients are going to be the following. You have 600 plus 30, which is simply just 630. Then you have 80 plus 4, which is 84. Okay. Let's ignore that. Okay, so now let's show how our partial quotients are going to look like. And in order to do that, I'm just going to simply add from the top down. So I got 30 plus 4 is going to give me 34. Then I have 600 plus 80 is going to give me 680. Okay, so those are my partial quotients. Now, when I take those two and add them all up, I find that I have 700 and, 14. Okay, so that's the total value of the inside of your area model, in case you're wondering. Now we're going to relate that to our standard algorithm. Now I'm going to zoom into here. It's too close. Let's do right there. That's good. So my standard algorithm, I'm going to draw my lines here to help me stay organized. Okay, and actually those lines are not very good. Okay, so now the first thing I'm going to do is similar to what I did in the previous one. I'm going to start multiplying, but in this case, I'm going to start with the ones, and then I will move on to the tens. Just like this, I have 1 times 4 is equal to 4. 1 times 3 is equal to 3. I just multiplied by all of, I'm sorry, I just multiplied my number by the ones. Now I'm going to move on to the tens. Now, in order to show that you are moving on to the tens, you have to add a 0 at the bottom here. Okay? Now, before I continue, take a look at how one of your partial quotients already matches up. I'll show you here. This 34 is the same partial quotient that you got over here. I'm going to draw my arrow. And if we do this correctly, our partial quotient should match up over here. So it should give me 680. Let's see. I have 2 times 4 is equal to 8. Then I have 2 times 3, which is equal to 6. All right, great. So it does match up. Let me simply draw my arrows here. Okay, very nice, very nice. Let me draw my arrows. Cool. So now the last step in the standard algorithm would be to add these. I got 4. 3 plus 8 is 11. Carry my 1. Then I end up with 7. Now this one and this one check off. So that means we did our steps and everything correct. So I hope this video helps. This is all you will be doing in this lesson, okay? Now let me go down here and we will do another one. So let's see here. Let's do another, I'll do B here as well. Now in B, if you notice, you have 434 times 21. 434 times 21. Over here, we only just have 34. Now, the same step or steps will take place over here. Okay, so here's my area model. Now, what I'm going to do is simply put my numbers again over here, but now notice how I'm going to have 400, then I'm going to have 30, and I'm going to have 4. And then over here, I'm going to have the same that I did in the previous one. So 20 and a 1. Now, the last step is going to be to split them into their categories, like that. Now, these aren't exact, but you get the idea. Okay, now your next step is to simply just multiply. Now here you have 400, put a multiplication sign there, 400 times 20. Okay, now all we're going to simply do is just multiply these. An easy way to multiply these is to simply just do 4 times 2, which will give me 8, and then add all of your zeros to your answer. So you got 1, 2, 3, 2, and 3. Now let's continue. Now you got 30 times 20. You can do the same thing. You got 3 times 2 gives you a 6, and you got 1 and 2 zeros. Keep going. 4 times 20. That one I know to be 80. Now you're just going to multiply everything by your ones. 400 times 1, 400, 30 times 1, 30, and 4 times 1, which is 4. Okay, now I'm going to add these to get my partial products. This is going to be 434. That's the total. Then over here, you're going to have 8,680. Then when I add these up, let me add them up using 680 plus 434. There we go. 0 plus 4, 4, 8 plus 3, 11, carry the 1, you get 7, 7 plus 4 gives you 11 again, carry your 1, comma, 1 plus 8 gives you 9, for your total of 9,114. That should be your final answer. Now, let me zoom in here. Okay, there we go. So let's do our standard algorithm. And again, we're going to start multiplying by our ones, then we're going to move on to the tens. 1 times 4, 4, 1 times 3, 3, 1 times 4, 4. Now we move on to the tens, so you have to make sure that you add that 0. 2 times 4, 8, 2 times 3, 6, 2 times 4 will give me 8. And let me add another place value here. Now your last step is going to be to add them. But before I move on, let's check to see that our partial products are correct. Let's take 800, sorry, I keep saying 800, it's 8,680. Does match up with the one here. 434 does match up here. Okay, perfect. So far, so good. Let's see if our last part here adds up as well. Our grand total. 4 plus 0, 4. 3 plus 8, 11. Carry the 1. You get 11 there. Carry the 1. Then, for your final answer, you get 9,114. Then for your final answer, you get 9,114. All right, everything checks off. Ba-boom and ba-boom. Okay. I hope this video helps. If it does help, make sure to give it just one, okay? And if it doesn't help and you know everything, well, you probably stopped watching a long time ago, so I don't know what to tell you. Next time, don't watch until the end if you know everything already. Just kidding, still watch. All right. Take care.